Thank you for your time this evening. You could just open up with your first initial thoughts regarding this 3-game run and tonight's performance.
Well, obviously it's a good week for us. We've picked up 7 points out of 9. The third game is always the most challenging in terms of the energy levels, and tonight I thought we played against another good team. Both teams really pressed hard and worked hard at the pressing, and the passing and movement was good from both teams. I think that both teams put everything into it. So it was an exciting game for everyone who was here. Obviously, I think towards the end of the second half we tired a little bit just because we were coming off a 2-day recovery from the game that we just played. But overall, I think both teams played well. I think both teams created chances. Probably in the first half we had a few good chances that if we could have taken one more, that would have made it much more difficult for Louisville. And it took a special goal that that equalised the game. So I think we can take quite a lot from it, especially from the week. I think we've won maybe 6 games out of the last 8, and we've not lost a game at home for over a year. I think that's a really big achievement, and we now can get a few days rest and then start going again.
Coach, that's the second goal you guys have given up at home all season long. How do you think the defense did tonight?
Yeah, I think that we did well. I think that the only real danger I can really remember was from free kicks. I felt that there was a lot of free kicks, let's say, well won by them around the goal. We didn't do as good a job of winning free kicks around the goal. So, that's a diplomatic way of saying it, but I just feel like that was the biggest threat that they had. Obviously, that resulted in a goal and other chances. But yeah, I think both teams put a lot into the game. Both teams probably didn't. Neither team really deserved to lose the game, but like I say, if we could have maybe taken our chances a bit better in the first half, then that might have made the difference.
Coach, Alioun and Thomas have started to click and play off each other really, really well. How do you think the pair's done throughout the last 3 games?
Yeah, I think they've done well. I think Alioun is just like a raw talent. We're working and trying to shape it, and you can see massive improvement from where he started. But it's just about if he can keep progressing at that level, then he could really do great things. Obviously, Thomas is a clever player and he knows how to make movements and runs and play passes. But yeah, I think they've done well, and I think Alioun's got great physical strength, which that allowed us, when they were pressing well, to play into him, which was quite a key factor, because then we were able to get out of their pressure without having to play through it necessarily.
Goal conceded, Jordan Farr not have a chance, you think, or?
I think probably if we had Jordan and Evan in goals, he might not have stopped that one. I don't think he could have saved it. I think it was right in the top corner, pretty close at least from how I remember it. I'd need to see it again, but I think the big thing was it was a soft free kick that we gave away. We maybe didn't need to, and that's kind of the point I'm making, is there was a lot of free kicks that we need to do a better job of, like, not giving up, and that was one that we got punished for. But probably that could be a free kick there a lot of times and it wouldn't go there, it wouldn't be a goal, but tonight it was, and I don't think Jordan could have done much about that.
And speaking of Jordan, how do you think he's done since he's
he's done really well. I think that we could have probably rushed Evan back to play tonight, but Jordan's been doing so well that we didn't have to do that. So that's probably the biggest compliment I can give him. And now Evan, will have another 2 weeks to fully recover. So Jordan's really done his job well, and I don't think any of the players or coaches would be surprised, because we've seen how well he's been doing for quite a long time, and he'll gain a lot from his experience of actually playing games, starting games, and contributing to the team. That'll boost his confidence a lot.
Coach, was the game plan from the start kind of try and get up early and then be able to control the tempo of the game throughout the rest of the 90 minutes and kind of cruise into the recovery period? Yeah,
but there was not going to be any cruising tonight. I knew that it was going to be 100 miles an hour, and they were going to press, and we were going to probably press as well, and it was often 3 versus 3 at the back, and both teams went for it, even right till the end. Both teams were going for it back and forth, so that's good for the fans. I think sometimes teams come here and they don't really open up, they don't really want to play, they just want to try and sit back and hope for a point. But Louisville went for it, and it made a good game for both teams, and made it probably more enjoyable to watch, and good chances. It was probably a little bit more open than I would want it to be as the second half wore on, but that was partly due to fatigue, I think.
What do you thought about tonight's game and the past 3 games of the week?
Well, tonight's game, obviously, I thought we played well. We were on top early. I think kind of been one of the stories of our season is we've got to take our chances. We dominated early, we created chances, and we could have made it at least 2 or 3, I thought. But when you keep the team hanging around at 1-0, anything can happen, and that's a great free kick. Take nothing away from them. And after that, they stepped it up a little bit, and then it was a more difficult game. It was more back and forth and stuff like that. So when you get on top of those games, you just got to get that second goal, and then you can just hit them on the break and stuff like that. But it didn't happen for us today. Overall, the past 3 games, I thought we've been really good. Tonight for spells, but the past 2 certainly, some of the football we've played, I've been just amazed, it's like watching the Arsenal of old. That's what I'll be saying on the bench, just keeping the ball, calm under pressure, stuff like that. And we've shown that we're better than those teams, and the results have showed that as well, so really good.
Matt, you guys are undefeated in the last 10. What do you think that says about the squad you guys have?
I think one of the things I was speaking about earlier was so competitive, and I've spoke about, Carl before being super competitive, but with Kenny, Tyler, all the boys, Hackshaw, Ao, they're all so competitive, and it just doesn't matter if it's practice, if it's, 5v2 head tennis. They were playing head tennis yesterday. Just shirts off, just crushing each other in head tennis. And, when you have that competitive nature, you're always going to give yourself a chance, I think we have really good chemistry, really good balance, and it's something that's fine and, can go off, but we've managed to maintain it for this little spell. And that the results have shown that, we're a really good team, which, is not something you want to take for granted, though. We've got to keep doing it, keep showing up every day, keep that competitive nature, because the season's nowhere near over. So
7 points out of 9 possible points and 3 games in a week. How does that feel?
To be honest, right now it feels disappointing. It feels like a game, we went up and we should have won and made it 3-3, but, when you look back at it, I think, and right now thinking about me looking back at that, I feel like, we've done pretty well. We could have done better, but we've done pretty well. But it's a long season, so, we can't rest on this and be like, yeah, we're playing well and stuff like that. We really need to put these teams away, and Louisville's going to be one of those teams that we're probably going to be competing with for, whether it be first round playoffs, final, whatever. And so we've got to show we can put these big teams away, No disrespect to the other teams we played, but Louisville's, been champions, and those are the teams with experience that we've got to put away. So,
Matt, did anything surprise you tactically or individually about Louisville City tonight?
Not really, because we know them pretty well. We had a few games against them last year, so we're pretty familiar with the weapons that you guys have. And, watching them, still great players, I admire, Ombi's pace when he has the ball at his feet and he just starts dribbling at people, obviously. Del Piccolo, someone that I've battled against before, and just very clean on the ball, stuff like that. So you have a lot of good players, and, there's definitely respect there. I think that's been built up, at least this is my second year at the club, from the battles that we had last year, So I don't think I would say surprising, but I think there's definitely a lot of respect shown for them.